Back with new reaction this morning from the families of American hostages held in Gaza, calling the killing of Hamas chief Yahya Sinwar, the architect of the October 7th attack, a step toward justice, but urging authorities to seize this moment as an opportunity to bring their loved ones home, either through negotiation or by any other means. And joining us now is Ruby Henn. His son, Itai Henn, is one of 7 American hostages held by Hamas. Ruby, thank you for being here. I know it's difficult times for your family. What was your first thought when you found out about Sinwar's death?
Yeah, it's been 378 days since October 7th, where I last talked to my son. And yes, we do feel justice to some extent. I'd like to remind the viewers that out of the 1,500 killed on October 7th, there were 46 U.S. citizens that were killed on that day. That is the largest single terrorist attack on U.S. citizens. If you want to take out 9/11, you need to go back to the 1980s. But on the same token, we, the families, were very much concerned that terrorists that are holding our loved ones might do irrational things in light of Sinwar assassination. And we have, as much as possible, urged the government officials, both in the United States and Israel, to seize the moment in order to bring a deal and seal a deal that will end this madness and end the suffering of us, the hostage families, as well as the people in Gaza.
It's got to be gut-wrenching right now, Ruby. Prime Minister Netanyahu says the war is not yet over. What's your message to him in this moment?
He got his moment, the moment that he was looking for, of Sinwar being killed on the atrocities, war crimes that he committed on October 7th. Now is the time to understand that it is time to move to the next chapter. The time is now to offer the Hamas people left behind, the Palestinian people in Gaza, that it is time to end this. The Israeli Prime Minister has said on multiple occasions that this war could end with the release of 101 hostages. Now is the time to call to those people holding our loved ones. The Israeli administration, as well as the U.S. administration, have promised amnesty, have promised safe passage to those people that are holding our loved ones, and will be able to provide them to us safely, and will get a new beginning for their life as well.
I know your family's also been in contact with the Biden administration about Itai. What does the U.S. need to do for him and his fellow American hostages right now? And do you feel heard? Do you feel like your plight is being recognized and that action is being taken?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. I would like to take you back a month ago. We, for 10 months, did calls with the White House and did meetings with the president and his administration. We were representing 8 U.S. hostages. A month ago, we suddenly became 7. And I honestly felt that that would be an inflection point, a point in time where the administration understands, after killing from point blank of a U.S. citizen, Baruch Goldenberg Poland, that the administration will understand it has no time and it needs to act differently. And I am sad to say I did not see a significant change in policy. And I hope now the administration sees that this is a window of opportunity. It needs to seize it. It does not need to overthink it. There needs to be a very concise, direct approach from the president. He is now in Germany, calling all the players to come up, huddle together, if it is in Europe, if it is in Camp David in the United States, and just hash out a deal that is based on the proposal that President Biden talked about a few months ago that was already approved by the Israeli Prime Minister. So now it's just getting it done. We've been told multiple times it's like 90% done. We just needed to get it to the finish line. So now's the time to have it.
We're looking at all these beautiful pictures of your son. What do you want people to know about Itai?
Yeah, it's been a full year cycle, unfortunately, Anna. Of birthdays and anniversary and holidays such as Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving with an empty chair. Itai is a fun-loving kid. He has a loving girlfriend. He is an avid basketball player, and I am a very proud New York and New York Knicks fan. NBA season is starting up. And for the love of God, I do not know how he became a Celtics fan. And like any other father and son, talking about, basketball and, now suddenly I have something good to say about the Knicks and, Ty is not here. It's just basic family stuff that you want him back. And we have not gotten any type of information on Itai from October 7th. We are hoping for some sort of miracle in our case, and we just want to be a family again. And whatever outcome, happens to us, the minimum that this administration, as well as the Israeli government, need to make us whole again. And I'm sure anyone listening to us now, any family from Montana to Massachusetts to New Mexico could understand. As a U.S. citizen, what are we asking? We're asking for this administration to do everything possible to make us whole again.
Ruby Henn, thank you so much for joining us, holding you and your family in my heart.